All right, folks. Wow, this is a great day for real news. What did I tell y'all was going to happen? I'll let y'all come on in for a minute. But by the way, you got only 2 weeks left, gentlemen, ladies, gentlemen, mothers and dads, uncles and aunts, grandma and grandpa. Don't carry your kids to school, or they're going to be raped, molested, and sold for porn. Got a great video coming tonight. Sorry it took so long to get here, but hey, I think it was worth it. I'm going to fix this camera a little bit more. Keeps on having its problems, and it's okay. I'm going to start off with my new my old ACDC Back in Black. Hold on. Okay. Amy, you've been wanting to know why I don't like Dutch Sense. I've been trying to tell you, and I'm going to tell you again. He's part of the deep state. Okay? Okay? You might want to know that. Maybe one day you'll come in here and find out. But we're running out of time. I've got a great show for you tonight. And, waiting on y'all to come on in. Don't see nobody else telling you what's going on. It's because they don't have the balls like I do. Okay. All right, we're going to start. Guess nobody's coming in tonight. It's all right, though. Because I got the story and I've got the real news and I'm not fake. Sorry, y'all's fake news is gone. I told you it was going to happen. I told you everything that was going to happen, and I was right again. Dutch Sense, you're out of here. Goodbye. Alex Jones, you're out of here. Goodbye. Who else is next? Paul Begley and the other CIA deep state operative. BP Earthwatch. Let's see. Who else is next? It's over. It's over. NWO. Who else is next, man? I'm looking forward to this. I want y'all to hear this out. This is the government's fault right here. Your schools are going to be nothing but porn for your kids. 50 Shades of Grey are going to be taught to your kids. Enjoy.
If we truly want young people to engage safely, ethically, and yes, pleasurably.
Now, this is on PBS NewsHour. Listen to this. It's what's going to blow you away. I love calling out fake news. But this is actually real. George Soros wants this to happen to all kids. Your boy.
If we truly want young people to engage safely, ethically, and yes, pleasurably, it's time to have frank, honest discussions about what happens after yes. Pizza. Think about it. You decide with your companion whether you feel like a pie. If you do, you negotiate the toppings. Maybe you like mushrooms and I like pepperoni, so we go halvesies. But if I keep insisting on pepperoni and you keep kosher, you'll stop going out to pizza with me. It's all about a shared encounter in which everyone is equally invested in their fellow diner's pleasure. It works regardless of sexual orientation.
According to current research, pedophilia is an unchangeable sexual orientation, like, for example, heterosexuality.
It works regardless of sexual orientation.
Specifically, often a young woman is old enough to have pubic hair, she's old enough to have sex with.
Now that we know that they have been using pizza as a way to express sexual education to our children, let's move on further and find out what cheese pizza represents on the darker end of the web. So you have here a post from 2014 and it states, looks like the symbol of dirty cheese pizza, and it is a little girl wearing a shirt, I love CP, winking her eyes, sticking her tongue out. You also have here later, a man posted a little girl bent over, and then somebody posts the pedo bear. You also have here a post from 2015, he was caught with cheese pizza. And you also have here a post from 2015, he was caught with cheese pizza. And then it states here, involved in collecting child pornography. So just a good way of confirming that cheese pizza has always stood for child porn for quite some time now. So it's undeniable that cheese pizza represents child porn, and they've also been using pizza as a way to sexually educate our children. And remind you, it is directly aimed towards our children. So it's not foolish to believe that the John Podesta emails, which speak of pizza, in no way, shape, or form can be used in an edible manner. And if you try to look for a code for pizza, really the only thing you're going to find is child porn or some type of sexual education. Alright, so all of this is pre-Pizzagate. The PBS video skit I showed you of the pizza sex ed was from August of 2016. Anyways, that's really all I have for you. Tell me what you think about it. Comment, rate, subscribe, and have a good day.
All right, that's it on that one. We're not done. Yeah, Dr. Phil exposed Pedogate. Engineering Arts live stream is going on right now. China tested they've been testing it. Okay. Is anybody on today? Okay. Did everybody go to sleep or something? I don't know. Thanks for the like, though. Appreciate it. Since nobody else is out there. Yeah, we got some big news. I want y'all to hear this. This is actually big news. Yeah. Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. Remember when I told y'all October the 1st, 2016 that the Internet America, the end, would be it? It's true. It's true, folks. I want y'all to hear this. I want y'all to hear this. And this is making sense now because everything is happening on purpose. And I tried to warn you. And everybody else. It's like y'all are not understanding that your freedom is gone because George Soros told Obama to do this and do that, and George Soros and Obama's kissing each other's dicks. Just wanted you to know that. Here you go.
Obama is set to hand over control of the internet to a global consortium, ICANN, on October 1st.
I tell you, it's getting closer and closer. I'm not looking forward to the day that I lose my internet ministry.
Obama is set to hand over control of the internet to a global consortium, ICANN, on October 1st. Opponents similarly made the case that Congress has passed legislation to prohibit the federal government from using tax dollars to allow the transition, and pointed out that the feds are constitutionally prohibited from transferring federal property without approval from Congress. A coalition of 25 advocacy groups like Americans for Tax Reform, the Competitive Enterprise Institute, and Heritage Action sent a letter to Congress making those points last week. The Department of Commerce is set to hand off the final vestiges of American control over the internet to international authorities in less than 2 months. Officials have confirmed. Editor's note, without a doubt of any kind, the invention and release of the internet to the general public has been the single greatest economic advancement in human history. Barack Obama is willingly handing over American control of it to a faceless global entity, which has a board that includes Russia and China. And why? Because that global corporation that will now run it does not have a constitution which calls for freedom of speech for its citizens. That's why. The department will finalize the transition effective October 1st. The move means the Internet Assigned Numbers Authority, which is responsible for interpreting numerical addresses on the web to a readable language, will move from U.S. control to the Internet Corporation for Assigned Names and Numbers, ICANN, a multi-stakeholder body that includes countries like China and Russia. Critics of the move pointed out the agency could be used by totalitarian governments to shut down the web around the globe, either in whole or in part. Opponents similarly made the case that Congress has passed legislation to prohibit the federal government from using tax dollars to allow the transition, and pointed out that the feds are constitutionally prohibited from transferring federal property without approval from Congress. While those institutes could, in theory, lead to a legal challenge being filed in the days following the transfer, the administration has expressed the desire to finish it before the president leaves office. Before the president leaves office.
You know, I talk a lot about being bold for the FEMA camps and stuff, and laying your life down and dying for his name and all this, and I believe when that moment comes, God will just pour that amazing, powerful grace that we've been praying for every day when we need it at that moment. But the slow, grinding pace of losing things that you treasure is not, it's not fun. I live, breathe, eat, sleep, concentrate, meditate on my internet ministry, the websites, the videos, Facebook, YouTube, and others. And if the internet, I guess it's not a matter of if, when the internet is surrendered to communist parties that don't have a constitution, we're going to be in big trouble. It's just a matter of time. It's just a matter of time. They want to get rid of the internet, and they want to put it into the hands of countries that do not have constitutions, and we know why. America is being judged. America has fallen. America dropped the ball. America was irresponsible with the freedoms that this great country was given by God. They used it for lasciviousness and sin, and now everything, all the treasures of America is being stripped away. And so now we've got to pay the price. The only hope we have is to repent and follow Jesus right now, because so many people have their minds on this world, and this world is coming to an end. We've got to put our minds on the things that never end. I hope you heard what I just said. It's coming to an end where you're not going to have the freedoms to talk about Christ. And I feel sorry for you guys who still haven't gotten out of your lukewarm, backslidden state, who are wasting every single precious day that we have to the work of the kingdom, to get a reward on that day, to hear, "Well done, my good and faithful servant," to please God, to have a better judgment if you're saved, even to be saved. Many of you are going to die in your lukewarm, backslidden state, thinking that you'll change at the last minute, and you're going to be fooled, and you're going to be suckered. It's a sad, sad thing that many of you just are not going to make it. And some of you may change and repent at the last minute. God's grace may spare you in that way. Counting on it, I feel sorry for you. And then you're going to stand before God and have to give an account for why you were lazy and lukewarm. And still, it's not going to be a good picture. Right now, we're running out of precious time. Right now, you know you've been called to repent and do the work of the kingdom and save souls. Help save souls. Help preach. Help teach. Help draw people in. Help people be converted by your witness and your testimony that God can use you. God cannot use you because you're too busy in the world, and that world is coming to an end. You're thinking and investing and spending your time with something that's going to end. Do you realize that? It's coming to an end. Your football games, your television, your freedom, your cigarette smoking, all that stuff, your little fornicating stuff, it's coming to an end. It's coming to an end. Your video game playing, it's coming to an end. Reality is about to kick in. And we're investing our time, redeeming the time, buying back the day's time, and investing our time in the kingdom. Seeing people converted, investing in gold of heaven and precious stones, investing in heaven, holiness and righteousness and godliness, and leading people to the name of Jesus, and seeing people converted and changed. Giving up this world and following Jesus is an investment. It is ministry work. It will never end. What you put into that will never come to an end, even if the internet is gone. I'm investing now while we have the internet. I'm investing in your lives, and I pray and I pray and I pray that what we've done in your hearts will stay. And you don't drift away. Because there will come a time when you cannot find me on YouTube or Facebook. There will come a time when perhaps the website is shut down. There will come a time. We're going to try as long as we can to send videos out to people. But I need your email address. Go to my website, sign up, so I can have your email address. It's got to be an email address that you can check and click and watch videos through, and that way I can still reach you even if they shut down the internet. I can send videos to you through the internet. Do you realize why now all my videos have sign up at my website? They're closing down the internet sooner or later. They're going to crack down on free speech and Christianity, libertarianism, and all these things. All your freedoms, all your constitutional rights. Bye-bye. We're going to have to go underground like the first century Christians. We're going to have to hide in the homes and break bread together privately and secretly. And through email communications, I can send you videos longer and keep you going. God can send through these little cracks of the internet, little ways. He can still send us through the grace of God. It's all grace. God's pointing us in that direction. Sign up at my website while it's still there. Let me give you your email address. And in the future, when all things break down, I can send you teachings, encouragement, motivation, scriptures. By the grace of God, He can keep us going with private emails. So that's why I do that. Brothers and sisters, I hope that you slap yourself, you repent, come under the blood of Jesus by doing what Jesus says. I keep saying it over and over. If you want to be saved, if you want to be forgiven, you've got to listen to the Son of God. He says, stop your nonsense, quit sinning, and obey me. Walk in love, walk in purity, give up your addictions, and follow me. It's not that hard to say. It's very difficult to do because we love this world. We love our pleasures. We love our comforts. We love materialism. We gotta hate it. Jesus said, if you love anything more than me, you're not worthy of me. And that's true. You're not worthy. We're not worthy of Him when we live like that. I want to be counted worthy. I'm surrendering every day. Every day I'm giving up my attitude, my thinking, my comforts, and I'm giving away things. I'm using my resources for the kingdom of God. I want to be saved. I don't want to go to hell. I want to be in paradise in heaven. I want to be with the saints of God with beautiful music and just, I hear it's great. I read in the scriptures, it's great. I don't want to miss it. I don't want to go to hell. I hear that's a terrible place. I hear it's, oh, brothers and sisters, be warned. Be ready. Peace.
That was 2 years ago. And I told everybody after that happened that Obama would hack the elections for Trump. And it happened. But that's not all that has happened in the last 2 years. People's videos keeps on disappearing. People's comments keeps on disappearing on the internet, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch is going to be next. You keep on going to go to Twitch. Go to Twitch. As I'm telling you right now, doesn't matter where you're at. Obama gave the internet to ICANN. If you don't know who ICANN is, you need to go look it up. Y'all went to sleep 2 years ago, and I didn't. All right, let's go to the next movie. Next story. It's actually gonna be interesting. It's getting ugly, folks. Let's see here. We're gonna do something funny. Okay. This guy says his name's Real News, which he trying to make fun of me and everything. Well, let's just let you listen to what he says about me. When he says I'm a conspiracy theorist, when everything is happening, I'm going to call you out, Mr. Real News, which that's my name, not yours. I'm the Real News, not you. And I've made all the fake channels go bye-bye. You could be next. Listen to this, folks.
Hello, everyone out there. This is the Real News, and we're not talking about Stonewall. Actually, no, this entire channel is going to be about Stonewall versus We're Gonna Lose. For those of you who don't know what's going on, We're Gonna Lose is a YouTuber who films a bunch of shit, including NASCAR games, and his avatar name is Died.
You mean a bunch of bullying? But go right ahead. Keep on. I'm gonna call you out again.
Well, now that's fucking hilarious to me, but it's not hilarious to some redneck, crazy conspiracy theorist YouTuber named Rest.
First of all, I'm not a redneck. I don't spit. I don't dip. I don't smoke. I don't drink, and I don't do drugs. But keep on, jackass.
NWO The Real News, otherwise known as Stonewall 313, otherwise known as Andrew Jackson, otherwise known as your resident meth head.
Well, I'm Andrew Jackson. The other names were NASCAR online names, online gaming names, which I haven't been NASCAR racing online since September 11th, 2017. When I shut down your online gaming on that game, NASCAR 15 disappeared. And when I shut down your mics on that game. This guy is going to do a whole channel about you. This is crazy. Yeah, they're upset because I'm beating them. And they hate that. See, he's the devil and he's doing the devil's work and I'm beating down the devil. But Holly, if you've not noticed, dutchsinse is gone. Alex Jones is gone. I called this out months ago. I told people 2 years ago that this was going to happen. That Obama gave the internet to ICANN 2 years ago. Just keep on listening to this.
I don't even know if he's doing meth. I don't know what he's smoking. Probably flakka or crack or something like that, but this fucking redneck conspiracy news YouTuber started.
No, I don't do flakka and I don't do crack and I don't smoke like you do. And another thing, Well, they're going to. They're going to. But I'm going to keep on going until, if you not noticed, they're shutting it down because Wormwood is getting closer.
Sending people, or at least trying to send people at We're Gonna Lose, trying to expose him and shit, all because of his fucking avatar name. Now that's ridiculous, in my opinion. That's just fucking otherworldly. But the reason I'm making this video and this channel really is to hop on the bandwagon. So let's just dive right into it and say, Cynical Burns, you know, someone who's, I'd say good friends with We're Gonna Lose, upload a video called 313 The Life of Stonewall short film, and it says that Stonewall's autistic. I 100% agree. Stonewall, I'm gonna become the best news source on here, not you, boy. The fuck out of here and go back to fucking your sister.
Well, first of all, I don't have a sister, but my stepsister, which I don't even claim, because me and Dad don't get along no more because he don't believe in God. But I want to be honest with you, real news. Your freedom is about to be gone next. You only got one video out there and only have 6 views out there on that. Yeah, he's really charming. By the way, I want to say thank you to Rachel for donating $1,000. I cannot believe you're doing that. Thank you, Rachel. At least the military can shoot the enemy and eat. So thank you. I really appreciate that, Ray Nix. You are awesome. I was shocked over that text this morning. But I'm not going to be online forever. So please share these videos, subscribe, and like. That's all I'm asking. I'm not asking for money, but you're willing to give it to me. Thank you. I really appreciate that because YouTube did screw me over. They don't want to pay me because they know what I'm doing. And they know that I'm doing the right thing and they don't like it. But maybe one day the truth will come out, and when it does, it's going to scare the shit out of all of y'all. I think it's scaring and panicking everybody. But the deep state is what's getting knocked off right now, folks. I don't know if y'all knew this or not. dutchsinse is part of the deep state, and Alex Jones is too. I thought you might want to know that. Thank you for the like. It's weird having only one person. Usually I see more than one, but I guess they got tired of the truth and they wanted to leave. But a lot of people did get blocked online yesterday. I noticed a lot of people threatening me. They're gone. A bunch of people got kicked off. So thanks for the like, and we got more news. Let's go to that. It's getting ugly out there, folks. Let's go to the next news. Alright, here it is. Geoengineering, watching global alert news. Here we go. Jane Wington. Well, if you follow me on Facebook, like everybody else is, you'll get your notifications. I mean, I tried to friend you, and you didn't friend me back or accept me, so I'm assuming that you didn't want that. So, I'm not going to beg you. I mean, some people don't want to know the truth anymore. Because, it's scaring the shit out of them.
Of a weather satellite that will permit man to determine the world's cloud layer and ultimately to control the weather, and he who controls the weather will control the world.
Well, I messaged you, Holly. I messaged you. It's Dale Jr. Jackson. The other one got hacked. I won't be back on until, well, I've been censored for telling the truth. But I will be back on that Andrew Jackson account will be back on August 31st, right before college football starts. I don't think it's unpopular. I think the truth is coming out, and the ones that does not like the truth is cowards and the pedophiles, which I just told you about PBS. If you did not see the start of my video, PBS is going to start bringing in your kids for pedophilia, and 50 Shades of Grey is going to your kids in schools. Get ready, guys. I told you Jeffrey Epstein and Donald Trump was together. I tried to warn you, y'all. Y'all carry y'all kids to school in 2 weeks. It's y'all's funeral. It's y'all's fault, not mine.
Planet Earth is under siege, quite literally. Industrialized, militarized civilization was never sustainable. We are very close to facing the full impact of this fact head on. Raging wildfires with completely unprecedented fire behavior continue to consume Earth's remaining forests all over the globe. My deep sympathy to those that have lost their homes, their property, and even more my sympathy to those that have tragically lost their loved ones. I wish also to express my deepest gratitude to the firefighters who are doing their best to deal with the rapidly increasing wildfires and the unprecedented fire behavior. In regard to the fire catastrophes that have occurred and are continuing to occur even now, that will continue on a larger and larger scale.
It's already been open season on schools, Holly. I mean, if you have not heard my reports, Cruz was targeted from some bullies bullying him on Facebook because he was a Mexican, and he threatened somebody online. So they pretty much targeted everybody with drones, just like the drones that I've been showing y'all on my YouTube channel. I'm not kidding. This is their plan. That was their plan, folks. They're coming down on everybody. Hate speech, love speech, God speech, devil speech. They're taking everybody out like I predicted. And I'm predicting more earthquakes and more volcanoes as we're getting closer. The solar flares are coming to Earth harder than you think. And it should arrive by tomorrow, 8/8/18. And that's scary.
Firestorm cataclysms are not an act of nature, are not natural in any way or form. Again, to be clear, though forest fires have, of course,
I tried to tell you, Holly. Did you see my 8/8/18 video I've done 2 or 3 times, and I'm not getting a lot of views because they know it's the truth? They're shadow banning me. They took me off my live on my other channel. Now I'm having to do it on here, and I'm not even getting nowhere. Look at the hurricanes. How about the hurricanes that's in the West Pacific? We've got 4 hurricanes. We got Hector, John, Christy, and Elena. Unbelievable. I tried to warn y'all. It was going to get worse. Just wait until they hack into the weather. Just like the Geostorm movie. Just wait till they do that. Because you know who owns that now? The EU. When Obama gave the internet to ICANN. Yeah, Hawaii screwed. And so was California and the whole West Coast.
Always been a part of nature. The current conditions, which are, as stated, fueling unprecedented fire behavior, are not natural.
You know why we're not getting any hurricanes right now in the Atlantic, right? Does anybody know why? It's called dust storm. It's a hurricane crusher that's happening right now in the South. And we're lucky, Holly. But I have a feeling we're about to get hit hard. We've already had 11 hurricanes, guys. We've got 9 more, and I'll have my record that I predicted. 9 more hurricanes, folks. And I have a feeling it's coming very, very soon. Remember, all the hurricanes did not start up until after August 21st of last year when Wormwood went past. So remember that.
For many years, geoengineeringwatch.org has tried to bring to light.
If you did not see my last video, y'all might want to go to it. We have a comet between the 11th and the 15th could hit Earth, but we know that Russia has been hitting the comets and the asteroids. Thank God for Russia, because if it wasn't for them, we would have already been gone. So if you know how to email Putin or Russia, tell them thank you, because if it wasn't for them, we wouldn't be here. It's not our United States government that's doing it. They want us to die. Just like Facebook and YouTube. They want us to die. They want us to die. And I'm here to save y'all. And if you did not know, Rachel just helped us out. She gave us $1,000 donation. It's really nice of her. If you got a YouTube channel, folks, comment down below so you can get subscribers. That's the only way you're going to get subscribers, folks, working together as a team. If you don't work together as a team, you're not going to get anywhere. Because I gave Rachel over 90 subscribers from putting her on my channel and on my Facebooks.
Volumes of data that conclusively prove illegal covert global climate engineering operations were and are a reality. For many years, geoengineeringwatch.org has done our best to sound the alarm about the catastrophic impacts of the climate intervention operations. For many years, geoengineeringwatch.org has tried to warn that events like the current firestorms would come. If climate engineering, aka weather warfare, is allowed to continue, it should be remembered and considered that the current catastrophes are only the beginning. This is not to ignore, again, all other forms of damage to the planet from human activity. We have been very poor stewards of our planet. There's no arguing that. But what I'm saying is this: climate engineering is, mathematically speaking.
Oh, another thing, folks. The chemtrails are going to get worse. As the chemtrails gets worse and Wormwood gets closer, you're going to have insects, snakes, spiders, scorpions, even bees trying to get in your house, wasps trying to get in your house, and y'all need to start spraying very, very fast. Even when the winter hits and when the the volcanoes erupt, you're going to need to keep your house warm. Warm. I mean real warm, because you're going to have problems with that. And that's what I'm concerned about. We've been seeing snakes, spiders, and scorpions coming into the state of Alabama worse. And we've even seen bears getting in the city of Trussville. So, and that was we're at the Waffle House. They're trying to get into a restaurant, guys. So, and that we're not even close to bear country. It's usually in Tennessee. So I just wanted to give y'all heads up. Watch out for alligators. Anything that's animals, they're trying to get in. They're trying to get in, guys. We've even seen wolves and some coyotes lately. Y'all need, seriously, crazy stuff is happening with the weather and the animals.
The greatest and most immediate threat we collectively face, short of nuclear cataclysm. When the canceled July 28th Climate Engineering Awareness and Call to Action event is rescheduled in Redding, California, we at geoengineeringwatch.org hope that any and all who truly care about the verifiable truth regarding climate engineering and the grave threat it poses to us all will attend this free public awareness event, a call to action event with free materials in order to understand this issue and to help us bring it to light. What will it take to break through the official denial of the climate engineering reality? Criminal denial from official agencies to corporate media. Criminal denial and criminal deception is epidemic. Before getting to headlines, what's breaking on the front lines, an immense amount of headlines that mainstream media is not reporting to us as they give us, again, more bread and circus. First, these announcements. This is Dane Wigington. You're listening to the Global Alert News Hour. This is a commercial-free program brought to you by geoengineeringwatch.org and paid for by geoengineeringwatch.org. This news hour is broadcast throughout Northern California, 1670 AM, 104.9 FM, and 105.7 FM, Saturday mornings from 6 AM to 7, Sunday mornings 7 AM to 8. Global Alert News also rebroadcast on the East Coast by the PRN Radio Network on Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. Recordings of this broadcast can be found at geoengineeringwatch.org under the recent top stories and radio sections. If you're in the Reading area, free geoengineeringwatch.org informational materials can be picked up from Orchard Nutrition. For those not in the Reading area, the latest Geoengineering Watch awareness-raising materials can be ordered from the homepage of geoengineeringwatch.org for our approximate cost of producing and shipping. There are also very,
because have you ever heard the old saying, Leah? Excuse me. Shit. My eyes are really bad. I thought I was talking to Holly. I'll tell you why. And I'm going to be honest with you. If you're just like a cop, you're getting pulled over for, I don't know, marijuana. And I should know this because I used to work with Jefferson County. And if you're with them, you're in it with all of them. If you got a Baphomet in the city, then you're part of the problem, is what they're saying. Russia's the same way, which I want to be honest with you right now. Russia's more American than anybody. Hey, peace. Hey, I'm praying for you. I want to let you know that. And I don't know what's going on. But if you're in it, you're in it, pretty much. That's what Russia thinks. And I'm going to be honest with you, Russia's more American than we are. That's why their flag is American. That's why their flag is red, white, and blue. And they are Christians. And I'm going to be honest with you, Leah. If you haven't left Michigan yet, you got until 2025 to get out. That's all I can say. Wisconsin's gone. Chicago's gone. Tennessee, parts of Tennessee, parts of Kentucky gone. Parts of Mississippi. Well, actually, the whole thing of Mississippi looks like it's gone. And then you go all the way down to Louisiana, and parts of Arkansas, parts of Texas is gone. And just giving you heads up, I was doing this because I care. But when people say that I'm crazy and everything, it sure is funny that this is the U.S. Navy map that I'm giving you. The U.S. Navy map. It is easy. It is easy. Just go. Get the hell out. Get out. And the people that don't have money are usually the ones that's on drugs, or they can't pass a drug test, or they don't got work because they're not trying. I'm trying hard as I can right now. I'm not giving up. I've even got people looking at me right now wanting to hire me as a game designer. So that tells you something, that I'm doing something right. I thought you might want to know that. I got people wanting all kinds of stuff to happen. Somebody wants me to create a football game for college football, but we haven't got the license yet. NCAA messed up when they put NFL football players without getting paid. So, I mean, good things are happening for me. It's just slow. Very slow. Gosh, I hate sitting here doing this. I'd rather be doing game designs, which my game designs will really, really pick up in October after WWE. WWE's the only company that does game designs now, and that's who they're looking at me for that. NASCAR completely went to garbage. after they put them monster truck boxes on the cars and turned everything to fake racing. And only thing I got now of history is these cars that I created from back in the day. But listen to Dane. He's telling the truth. He's part of the ex-CIA.
Compelling, factually undeniable DVDs of the 9/11 issue from 3,000 architects and engineers stating on the record the official narrative on 9/11 is patently false. Demolitions materials were found in the...
By the way, thanks for the 2 likes. At least 2 people care about America.
Wreckage. There is an immense amount of data to prove that what we were told about 9/11 is completely false. And for those that don't understand that issue, because that issue is a catalyst to where we are today, including with the geoengineering operations, which are a crown jewel.
And it is funny. Donald Trump could do something about this, but let's look at it this way. He's a puppet. He's a puppet, and I'm making a puppet of Donald Trump with George Soros pulling his strings. Just like Obama, like Bush, just like Clinton. Y'all don't understand, guys. Ever since Reagan dropped the wall in Berlin, we have nothing but garbage. We sat there and told Berlin what to do, and George Soros did not like it. And that's our problem, folks. That's our problem. Our problem is putting our nose in other people's business. Iran is one of them. Yeah. Peace, I don't know if you know this, but Rachel just donated $1,000 to the Marines militia. I mean, and Michael, he's donating $400, and then another guy up in Washington is donating $400. So every little counts, and I really appreciate it. Seriously. Yeah, I know. Tell me about it. I'm working my rear end for everybody, and they don't even realize it.
Weapon of the military-industrial complex, by the way. The weapon that allows them to devastate populations, including our own. Because make no mistake about it, the American population is potentially the greatest threat to the global power structure if they would just wake up. Whether it's being used as a weapon, a crown jewel weapon of the power structure, because they can topple nations and disrupt populations and claim it was all nature, which is not the case. So back to the 9/11 issue. Those DVDs are also at Orchard Nutrition, and I will be interviewing Richard Gage, the head of the 9/11 architects and engineers, and posting that interview, I believe, next week on geoengineeringwatch.org. Watch for that. But again, 9/11 materials as well. That is all connected to the same power structure that's orchestrating climate engineering above our heads, which is affecting every single one of us to a degree that can scarcely be...
What did I tell y'all, folks? The 9/11 attacks is the same people that's creating the geoengineering of the weather. What did I tell you was going to happen? Another 9/11 plot. Everybody looked at me like I was crazy. Now, ex-CIA is telling you what's going on. See? What's about to happen, guys? As Wormwood gets closer and closer and closer, you're not even going to worry about Wormwood. You're going to be worried about a tornado coming at you, or a hurricane, or a volcano, or earthquake. That's what they're trying to do. They're trying to cover up the sun so you will not see Wormwood coming. Yes, but Peace, did you not hear what he just said? The weather is created by the 9/11 plot. He's right. It's not Jesus or God doing this. Why would he want to destroy kids? Why would he want to destroy that? Think about it. Just think about that, folks, for a moment. What did I tell y'all about China? Okay, what did I tell you about Japan in 2011? The Navy was already ready before the earthquake hit in Japan. And then the tornadoes hit in the south. They were ready. They were already ready, folks. They knew something was coming. So they're trying to make the government look like a hero, which they're not. So that's what I'm trying to get at, folks. CERN Switzerland is pulling everything toward us. The sun flares, and it's going to get worse, folks. We had over 72 earthquakes in Yellowstone today. If you have not seen my video of today, y'all might want to go look at it. You're going to be shocked. They shut down Yosemite, and they're shutting down Yellowstone. So there's your sign right there, folks. And the news is not even talking about it. West Coast is gone, guys. I'm telling you, it's a matter of time.
Apprehended from the air we breathe, which is laden with toxic climate engineering elements, to the cataclysmic firestorms.
Oh, Kevin Shipp told me to tell y'all the reason they want martial law or gun confiscations is to take your kids to have sex with them. They're just going to grab them. And y'all are either going to fight back or y'all going to die, one or the other. That's what their plan is. And this is coming from former elites that walked away from the pedophile government. So I thought you might want to know that. Y'all either going to fight back or let your kids get raped and murdered and whipped and all that other crap. See, that's how I put it to you. Either fight back or shut up. That's all I got to say. And I believe you're going to fight back because your kids are more important. And they're like crown jewels. You know what I mean?
That are sweeping the globe right now. A completely disrupted global weather climate system from intentional climate intervention operations. Not denying other forms of anthropogenic damage to the climate, but the intentional climate intervention programs must be admitted to and acknowledged. They must be. It's up to all of us to help that to happen. I want to state the next 3 Gym Fair events. Gym Fair, GEMFAIRE. You can search them online to find out their locations. That's a staunch ally to geoengineeringwatch.org. There are geoengineeringwatch.org informational booths at all the Gym Fair locations. If you're near these locations, which I'm about to announce, please attend. You can get in for free. The materials are free. Please help us with these credible materials. Compelling.
This is their plan, folks. FEMA accounts are going to cut your heads off and everything, just like they did the illegal immigrants, moms and dads, and they're going to take your kids, just like they did the illegal immigrants. That's their plan. That's their plan. Complete sweep of American kids, because that's going to be their future. If they're good looking, if you're good looking, they're going to sell you prostitute. So that's what I just said. That's what I just said. Peace. Who else is out there talking? I'll probably die of old age by then. Detroit, where the statue is about 2 hours away from me. I think you're crazy. Leah, if you're 2 hours away from the Baphomet, you're not going to get hit. Okay? If you're in the woods or if you're on some land, you're good. But get ready for Patrick Swayze's Red Dawn. Okay? That's all I can say. Yes, they've been taking that. They've been doing that a long time, Justice. I'm going to start another. I didn't know this was going to wouldn't take that long on this video. But I'm going to go to the next account. I've got a bunch of accounts. People ask me why I've got so many accounts in NASCAR and that I was a troller. I'm showing you why I've had so many accounts. Painting. I painted so many cars it wasn't even funny.
Materials. Help us to sound the alarm. Wake those around you. Ask them to do the same. All of us are needed to force the climate engineering issue to light while there's still anything left to sell.
All I'm asking y'all is to please share your videos on Facebook, Twitter, anything, so we can keep on telling the news. Like I said, The fake news is getting kicked off right now. The CIA operatives is the deep state. Dutchsinse is CIA. That is state. That's the deep state. Alex Jones, deep state. Y'all don't understand. The channels that y'all been following has been deep state all along, and I tried to warn y'all on that.
Knowledge of our planet's life support systems. The next 3 Gym for events. Pleasanton, California. Started yesterday, ends tomorrow at the Alameda County Fairgrounds. Sacramento, California. August 10th through August 12th, the Scottish Rite Center. Santa Barbara, California. August 17th to August 19th, Earl Warren Showgrounds. Again, fully stocked geodreamwatch.org awareness booth. You can get into the event free. You can get the materials for free. Please attend. Get the materials you need to help effectively and efficiently sound the alarm. Credible materials from a credible source. North State mainstream media has made it clear that they will not investigate or cover the climate engineering issue in any way, shape, or form ever. This includes KRCR and the Record Searchlight. We need concerned citizens, not just here in Northern California, but everywhere. But I'm focusing because our broadcast is here.
Look at the map. My home's in Alabama. Southern bred and southern grown. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. Because I noticed this. The ash is not even going to hit Alabama. Just think about it, folks. Just think about it. Alabama's where it's at. And it's cheap gas and cheap groceries. We're the cheapest state. And I'll tell you why. Because we knew it was coming. We knew this was coming, guys. Alabama's where it's at. That's all I got to say. That's all I can say.
On where we need to put pressure on media, the sooner the better, to force them to behave responsibly, legally, and stop participating in the criminal cover-up of climate engineering. KRC.
My grandfather knew something was going on back in the 60s, and he moved to Alabama. My dad knew it. My mom knew it. They said, you know what? We need to stay in Alabama. We lived in Florida for a little while, and then I lived in St. Louis for a little while. Then I lived in Tennessee for a little while. And either Tennessee or Alabama is where you need to be at. Smoky Mountains would be a good place if you want to go fishing or hunting or whatever. You can get in one of them caves that they got out there. Cades Cove has got a great opening area. That's actually where I wanted to get married at. But I keep on getting with partiers, and people that's dying on me. So that's not going to happen anytime soon. But yeah, I mean, the best places right now is Tennessee and Alabama. But if you're in Arkansas, 32 states are going to be in ash. That's all I can say. And we don't know what this other volcano is going to do over there in New Hampshire and Vermont. All right. Let y'all see my other cars.
Here on the Record Searchlight, we need citizens that are committed to the common good to help organize peaceful stand-ins at these media sources. We need to peacefully demand that these media sources stop censoring critical information that the public has a right to know. To be clear, I will say again, there cannot be any legitimate discussion of the climate or the rapidly increasing global catastrophes related to the climate without addressing and including the climate engineering factor. There can be no legitimate discussion about climate engineering without including chemical ice nucleation for weather modification. Wonder why there's so many catastrophic hailstorms now happening all over the globe? Because the climate engineers are using patented processes of chemical ice nucleation to seed those clouds, more on that later in this broadcast, to create a cold, dense layer of air that descends to the ground, lowering temperatures, pacifying populations, confusing and dividing them in regard to the true state of the climate. Very simple premises. Can't talk about the climate without addressing climate engineering. Can't talk about climate engineering without addressing engineered cool downs with chemical ice nucleating processes. What do we constantly see from mainstream media? Constantly. A parade of orchestrated dramas to create and divide and distract the population, while the complete unraveling of the...
I don't know what it is, but me and Dane has been reading the same thing, saying the same thing. I've been saying it. He's been saying it. Kevin Shipp's been saying it. John Moore's been saying it. Julian Assange's been saying it. You know, the real people. There's only a few of us left, guys. Only a few. I'm telling you, channels are disappearing slowly but surely. My videos, I've lost over 300 to 400 videos in the last 5 years. So I must be doing something right, because if I'm keeping on doing that, that means I'm telling the truth. And the cowards, the idiots, wants to keep on lying to people.
Biosphere is accelerated by the day. One can only assume if there was an outside intelligence watching mainstream media, while considering what is happening on the planet, the very life support systems crumbling by the day, one would assume some outside observer could only conclude the human race taken as a whole is clearly insane. Why would we not be focused on preserving the life support systems of our planet? If the human race wanted to survive much longer, we would all be engaged in planting trees, but there's a problem with that now, isn't there? At the moment, given everything that's going on, everything that's being done to the planet, with climate engineering at the top of the list, trees don't grow. I know this firsthand, as I've stated in previous broadcasts. I was engaged, completely engaged, feverishly working in the forest to
Yeah, Julian Assange has left the European and went to Russia. He's alive, and guess who he's dating? None other than Pamela Anderson. How about that one? GA, a great state to live in. Been in Florida, so had to. Well, I'm gonna be honest with you. If you want to live in the state of the Guidestones, go right ahead. I don't want to have nothing to do with Georgia. Sorry, that's Ted Turner, and he's part of the New World Order. So yeah. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. This is the best thing for Julian Assange and Pamela Anderson. If you did not know, Pamela Anderson was never a big fan of porn. She was upset with that sex tape. Yeah, he does. Julian Assange is like a hero. Probably one of the biggest heroes in history. I know you're born in Georgia and everything, and I don't have a problem with it, but I'm telling you right now, if you're in Atlanta, you're going down. Atlanta, Georgia is going to be shot with a missile too. The big cities are gone. That's all I got to say.
Or habitat for years before I was forced to come out of the forest and face this battle, because there was no point restoring habitat when not only did nothing grow, everything is dying. A success rate that I had, I've stated this before, I want to state it again, planting 250 to 300 trees a day with a...
Well, Leah, we've already had 9 hurricanes this year. We're at the eye right now, Elena. So I'm just giving you a heads up. We're halfway through the record that I said. I said 20. We're already past the halfway mark. So get ready, South. Get ready, Atlantic. Get ready, East Coast. Get ready, Florida, Texas, Louisiana. After the 8th, we don't know what's going to happen, folks. I'm telling you, something's going to happen after this. And if you did not know this, gun confiscations are getting worse and worse and worse every day. Every day, folks. And y'all are letting them have them. I've noticed the stories that I'm finding out. Y'all are letting them have the guns. And you know what they're going to do? after you lose your guns, you're going to get your head cut off and your kids are going to have sex with the elites. So keep on giving the guns away, dumbass.
95% success rate for them surviving the first year. The success rate now is zero. So for those that think the trees are going to spring back in all the areas that have...
I know. I see what's going on. Yeah. All right. Love you. Mom's going to bed. But, yeah, just saying, keep on getting rid of them, guys. You dumbass. Jason Aldean is saying you're stupid for doing it, and so is Russia. Russia even said it, that you're stupid for getting rid of your guns to the people that's going to kill you. And they're not going to give you pizza and hot Coca-Cola. They're going to kill you. So keep on doing what you want to do.
Just incinerated. That's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. Not with current conditions. If we don't alter our current course, we're done in the near-term horizon.
And if you think this is making America great again, please make me throw up some more, okay?
Statistical fact. Bear with me through this broadcast, a lot of dire headlines, but I will get to what you can do to help. We are not powerless. Those in power are not gods. We are not helpless. Bear with me through this report. I'll get to what you can do to help. On the event cancellation in Reading, the geoengineering awareness and call to action event that was canceled because of the fires, we had to give our...
Do you know why they took dutchsinse off? Because he was not telling the truth, that there were not bombs or missiles. What happened in India and Indonesia was a bomb going off. I thought you might want to know that. You're not going to get to see that because you don't see video of it. But I will tell you this, folks. Thanks for the 5 likes. But I hope y'all are sharing this because this is more important than any game design or anything. It's what we're saying on the line is what we're concerned about. But I want to help y'all out, people. If we don't get the information out to 55 million of us that's still alive, 4 billion Chinese is going to come in here and kick your head in, along with North Korea.
Up to provide beds for the firefighters. Simply had to be done. But we will reschedule. As soon as we know the fire will be handled, the roads will be opened, and the communities can attend, we will reschedule. We're waiting to do so. There will be a full, detailed, up-to-date presentation on climate engineering, exactly what it is, exactly what it's causing, exactly the threat it poses. Long Q&A session afterward. All public questions will be answered. Free materials will be there. The event will be held in the Holiday Inn in Reading. We will announce a new date as soon as we know we are not facing the continuation of the fires and the closure of roads and the threats to the community. That must be dealt with first. But once we are past that point, we will immediately reschedule. Latest updates on the Carr fire. Well over 130,000 acres, 1,100 homes lost. Currently the 6th worst fire in California history, likely to become worse still. Conditions are not changing. There's a massive high-pressure dome over the U.S. West. That's part of climate engineering operations. That dome of high pressure, sinking air creates heat, worsens our conditions, and all the while the East Coast floods because the moisture that could have, would have, come through the U.S. West is being diverted up and over us completely and to the eastern half of the U.S. Unprecedented jet stream pattern that is dipping down as far as the Gulf Coast, pumping tropical moisture up the U.S. East Coast. These flows of moisture are then seeded with material dispersions from jet aircraft, patented processes of chemical ice nucleation materials are dispersed in this moisture to cool those zones down. How are the upper level wind currents manipulated? Ionosphere heaters like HARP, of which there's perhaps 100 large facilities. By heating the atmosphere, the upper level wind currents can and are being steered.
No, they're taking people's guns in Chicago. What are you talking about? $1,000 a pop if you don't get rid of your guns.
To cool some areas at the cost of cooking other areas. Southwest is a climate sacrifice zone being used by the climate engineers. Do they have the right to play God with the weather, deciding who fries and who floods? Again, if you think weather modification is impossible, think again. And I ask anybody to...
Well, we got to do that. We need to tear down CERN Switzerland because it keeps on pulling things toward us, like asteroids and meteors and comets and sun flares. Sun flares are getting worse because of CERN. If you did not know that, I just thought you might want to know. CERN Switzerland needs a big blonde hell and back. That's why they keep on blaming us for the pollution, but it's not pollution, guys. Believe it or not, it's that CERN Switzerland piece of crap magnet, 17-mile long magnet.
One small thing you can do. Watch then Vice President Lyndon Johnson ranting like a lunatic. It's on the intro to every single one of my weekly broadcasts. Go to geoengineeringwatch.org, go to the radio recent and top story sections, and watch briefly about a 20-second video of Lyndon Johnson ranting and raving like a maniac at the fact that we had the power over the weather then, and that he who controlled the weather controlled the world. This is reality. It is not fiction. Please dump the...
He's right. And it even says it in the Bible. Man destroys earth. Man destroys earth, folks, until God comes back, and he hasn't come back yet. Jesus hasn't come back yet. Yes, you're right. Everything that I've been saying is real. I mean, it must be real, because if it's real, that they're deleting you and kicking you off. I keep on coming back for more because I've got over 90, not 50 no more, but I've got 90 channels now. 90. Nobody's going to stop me, folks. Nobody. Thanks to Kevin Ship.
Power structure programming. Please, power structure, knee-jerk, conspiracy theorist, mindless response, and do some actual research. That's what we're asking at geoengineeringwatch.org. We are non-political. We do not advertise on the site. We're simply trying to share data. So by pumping this moisture up the U.S. East Coast, tropical moisture that's used in a sense like a swamp cooler to cool portions of the East Coast, while other parts of the world are frying, literally frying. And you can search this, by the way. Search geoengineeringwatch.org freeze-fry scenario. Search geoengineeringwatch.org frying the West to cool the East. We have multiple articles on this subject with maps, reports, and data that will prove this scenario. Please search it. If you think what's happening in Reading is natural in any way, shape, or form, or just the result of climate change, please think again. Investigate.
Like I said, by 2020, you're going to be driveless. Driveless cars. Just like Knight Rider. All cars are going to come to life, folks. I just want you to know that. Everything is going to be Terminator. We're getting close to the robots taking over. And our human failed to do what they're supposed to done. Like spitting in people's food in restaurants. You failed. You're losing your job. People that shooting innocent people, cops, you failed. You're going to lose everything. That's all I can say, man. It's over. The end is near for humans. But I just wished it wasn't just everybody, but they're not waking up. It's like they don't care anymore. They're too worried about another crack rock or something.
Before getting to biosphere collapse and breaking frontline reports, consider this power structure propaganda piece from MIT, the Massachusetts Institute of Technology. Power structure funded.
Did it freak you out when I told you in the 8818 video that the Crimson Tide was going to win the national championship because it was a prophecy alert? Did it ever freak you out that the Crimson Tide is what's happening right now in Florida waters, in the ocean? I tried to tell you that I knew everything. that I can see things before it happens. It's like Earnhardt seeing the air on the race cars. Well, I can see the future without YouTube. If all these channels disappeared, I'll still tell you the freaking future. That's all I can say.
Institution. How one climate scientist combats threats and misinformation from, quote, chemtrail conspiracists. Listen to that title. It's important, especially those in the anti-geoengineering movement who I hope consider that if we're...
Well, it's not conspiracy when you hear Bill Gates showing you the plan that he wants to kill your kids with autistic. You give that kid a shot from the NWO, your kid is going to be autistic. You did it. You didn't listen to anybody but your stupid doctors. Children's Hospital are nothing but pedophiles. I thought you might want to know that. I found that out. It blew me away, but it's all true. I mean, we are into the point of the reality since they burned Jeffrey Epstein's island and everything. He's bringing his own island over here into the United States for all your kids. I thought you might want to know that. Jeffrey Epstein ain't going nowhere. Nobody's going nowhere. Y'all are, and your kids are going with them. Just thought you might want to know that.
Win this battle, we must learn how to play chess and to play it well. Those in power want us to use the non-science terms. They insist on using those terms so that people who investigate this issue search those terms and get nowhere, get only to conspiracy theory and hoax. Thus, institutions like this publication from MIT to try to marginalize and cast doubt on the climate engineering issue use the non-science terms. And who are they referring to? This report states chemtrail theories. You notice they don't say...
Look, if you got a YouTube channel and you're doing the same stuff I am, start doing art and doing the news like I am. Or go to gaming and let the computer do the wrestling like I am. I'm not good at wrestling. I'm just doing game designs and doing the news because people needs to know the truth. I can't be the only one doing this, folks. Do something for yourself. Do this for your family. Do this for your kids. Do this for America. Kevin Shipp was right. There's not that many people out there that wants to do what I'm doing. And it's sad. Yeah, we got to do it, Leah. We got to. If we don't work together as Americans, look what Obama did. Look what Obama did, folks. Obama he divided this country. He ruined it. And the cherry on the top, he hacks the elections and gives Donald Trump the win instead of Hillary Clinton. Because we knew Hillary Clinton was dying. That's why she didn't make it as president. Nobody wants to tell the truth no more, but I'm going to. Y'all were lied to, guys. I'm making it happen, but look, there's not that many people showing up because nobody's sharing. Besides the ones on Facebook, thank you. The ones that's on Facebook, you know who you are. Thank you, Sabrina. Thank you, Amy. Thank you, Austin. And thank you. You know who you are. I can't keep up with everybody. But I really appreciate all of y'all sharing my stuff because I'm not getting paid for this. I'm doing this for our freedom. I mean, I'm probably going to be the only commando out there fighting for us, it looks like. I mean, it's sad, but it's true. Did you notice a lot of people disappeared on my YouTube channel? Because they kept on threatening people or don't say anything. Please do not say anything about any religion because they are kicking you off left and right. They are blocking you and kicking you off. I have your subscriber, but you're not even commenting no more because I got an email saying you got kicked off, folks. So the ones that is still here, please do me a favor, keep it on. Knowledge is power, but look, I'll tell you this. I think this is the first time I've ever said this. If they're trying to take your guns and they're taking your freedom, and they're even trying to cut you off on the internet and everything, you know something big is about to come and about to hit you hard. Too easily discarded. I'll never be ready for the fight, but ask daily to be prepared and aware. You're going to be in a fight. I'm telling you, you're going to be in a fight, if you like it or not. They're not just going to shoot you and hit you. Shoot you and cut your head off. They're going to whip you, rape you, and kick your ass just like they did in Katrina. You don't understand, folks. This is their game. Wow. I never expected that from that person named House. Well, maybe it's not a full house over there. I'm not sure, but whatever. Stupid.
Geoengineering informational sites, they say chemtrail theories have been repeatedly debunked. Why? Because chemtrails don't exist, do they? Not a science term, there's no data to back it up, so therefore, they don't exist. However, if we say geoengineering, solar radiation management, climate engineering, stratospheric aerosol injection, cloud albedo enhancement, if we use the science terms, we find data, and sites like this can't say it doesn't exist because it does. The report continues to say, Harvard geoengineer researcher David Keith explains when to feed the trolls. Who's the troll for the establishment? Anybody who doesn't agree with the official narrative is considered a troll by mainstream media. And when not to, David Keith says, quote,
it's already they're doing this on purpose. They're showing you the secrets on purpose. The deep state had deep state YouTubes out there that y'all followed. Y'all followed every one of them, and now they're getting beat down because they don't supposed to be telling everything no more. They did it. They did enough, but they're doing it. There's no doubt. Y'all are. Y'all listen to Alex Jones. Y'all listen to BP Earthwatch. Y'all listen to Paul Begley, and they're all about to get kicked off because the deep state. When you hear Paul Begley say Nibiru, you know right now that, yeah, BP is deep state. You will know right now. A lot of people are wanting to live near me. I noticed. Rachel wants to move up here. Amy wants to move up here from Florida. A bunch of people wanting to move up down here, and that's great. We need at least 6 people in the platoon because when the lights go out and everything, you need security. Everybody taking turns on sleeping because this is going to go on for a while. When they cut the lights out on you, I wish you had a team. And that's the reason they dropped everybody. That's why everybody fell. That's why they stopped. That's why they undivided this country, folks. They don't want you to work as a team because they know they will win.
I am worried that, quote, chemtrail concerns are bleeding over into solar geoengineering in a way that will make it much harder to have a sensible conversation. In other words, David Keith is worried that the population will understand that the layman's term chemtrail is climate engineering, and that climate engineering is causing unimaginable devastation to the planet, destroying the ozone layer, disrupting the hydrological cycle.
By the way, I found out, Polly, that the trollers are CIA operatives, and they're trying to stop our freedom. The hate speech and everything, they're trying to push you into hating them on purpose because they're kicking people off the channels because of it. Just found this out. All the trollers are being paid by George Soros. Every one of them. which are called bullies now. That's the Antifas. I thought you might want to know that.
Toxifying soils and waters, completely fueling forest fires for numerous reasons, the single greatest causal factor behind forest fires, and paid power structure puppets.
Yes, it's on Facebook. They're doing it on Messenger. They're doing it everywhere. And guys, if you've not noticed, anybody can go onto your Messenger and invite themselves. Don't even talk to them. Just block them and leave. And that's all you need to do. If you don't, they say, hey, we got money to give you or some kind of grant from the government. You know that's a trap. You know it's a trap. And I let a lady know what I thought about him today on Messenger. I said, you message me like that again, you will be kicked offline. Do you know who I am? She says, I'm sorry. I said, you better be sorry. It's a hack.
Like Dr. David Keith from Harvard University are worried that the public will wake up to this. Again, I ask people, if you have not seen the video of me confronting Dr. Keith at an international gene engineering conference, please just search on any search engine. Search Dane Wigington, David Keith, 5-minute video, and see if you're not alarmed, completely alarmed at what Dr. Keith had to say when confronted about his proposal of putting 20 million tons of aluminum nanoparticulates in the atmosphere, which aluminum is an incendiary, by the way, an incendiary flammable dust that's settling on forest foliage and causing...
Well, it's the truth. I mean, everybody knows who I am now. I've got over 300,000 views on one channel. That's not including the other channels that I've got. People don't understand. I'm not playing with these people no more. The atheists are even getting their ass kicked in California. Do you realize what the plan is? They're taking out atheists and Christians. Anybody that's poor. Have y'all not figured that out yet? That's what I don't understand with people. People needs to wake up. You think you're with the devil, but guess what, atheists? Guess what? You're gonna die with them.
Further unprecedented forest fire behavior. His public statement on film on the record of doing so, 20 million tons annually, and stating this as his final rebuttal. When I confronted him as to had any studies been done as to the effects, he said, "No,
I'm rich already. I'm rich with my heart, and that's all I need. I'm not worried about looks. Yeah, I get it all the time that I'm good looking and everything. No, I'm not. I'm not perfect. I'm like Pamela Anderson. I don't think I look good. I really don't. I think my heart looks good, and that's about it. Thanks for the 5 watts.
Haven't really studied. Could terrible things happen tomorrow? We don't know. Please research that. Watch that 5-minute video." Bottom line, power structure and the media that is controlled by the power structure and the institutions that are controlled by this power structure, like MIT, are invested in hiding climate engineering, because if the public wakes up to climate engineering all over the globe, it will overturn the current reality. If the public realizes they've been subjected to a grand and lethal experiment without their knowledge or their consent,
they've been taking out the poor. Look what happened in Harvey. Do you realize the people that was in the hurricane, Harvey, their houses are still not been built, and people are not showing them yet. Therefore, they're dead. They're missing and dead. And it ain't just illegal immigrants either. There are Americans involved. Y'all need to wake up. Seriously. This has been going on since the 90s. Since George W. Bush Sr. This has been going on for 40 years, folks. Since Reagan. Since Nixon. Y'all make them look like they're heroes, and they don't give a shit about you.
from which there is no return, I would argue that the public would seek out all those responsible for these programs, all those responsible for covering up these programs, and hold them legally and morally accountable. We need to reach that point. Pressing on from the conversation.com.
Look, after JFK faked his death, when I found that out, I was like, holy shit. Anybody else fake their death? Find out almost the whole elite group has faked their death. Guys, to lose your freedom, it was all a plan. You've been on a freaking stage for a long time, and it's time to make your own stage. If you don't make your own stage, you're going to let Cobra come in and take out the G.I. Joe. And that's the way I look at it.
Another source is this new report. Here's where we're at with the climate. We are not in a global warming scenario. We're not in a climate change scenario per se, a term that was designed to mask the weather whiplash scenarios created by climate engineering. We are in what is scientifically categorized as an abrupt climate collapse that is unfolding at blinding speed, with climate engineering being the single greatest factor in the equation. Not only factor, not the only factor. For those who try to convince themselves that climate engineering is the only problem, that is not rational. We have devastated our planet in countless ways, but climate engineering, single greatest source of damage to Earth's life support systems. Headlines: planet's in total meltdown with climate engineering creating short-term toxic cooldowns in exchange for an even worse warming. Here's the headline: the reality of living with 50 degrees C temperatures in our major cities. Australia is hot, but future extreme hot weather will be worse still. New research predicting that Sydney, Melbourne are on course for 50-degree summers by 2040. So let me stop there. On the current course, we won't reach 2040. Mathematically speaking, if the current rate of warming continues...
He's right. We're not going to make it to 2040. We're not even going to make it to 2029 if we keep on. 2025 is when that asteroid's going to hit between Aruba and Puerto Rico. Ding! Because after Wormwood goes across the New York and Mexico in 2024, 2025 is when that asteroid's going to hit that China built to destroy Earth. And after that happens, guess what? X marks the spot. The middle of the United States is gone. And that's the U.S. Navy map that I've been putting out there.
The thermal energy equivalent rate of 4 to 5 Hiroshima bombs per second. Please research that if you haven't already. I brought this up before. The planet is warming right now at the thermal energy equivalent of 4 to 5 Hiroshima bombs per second, 400,000 per day. That heat has gone to the oceans. The oceans are superheating, dying, releasing methane. All feeds feedback loops. So when an article like this states that it's going to be unimaginably hot by 2040, we won't be there because of the current trajectory. We're looking at 8 to 9 degrees C of warming by 2025. If that happens, we're done. Game over. Long before then. Crops are crashing all over the globe right now. I'll get to those headlines in a moment. So bottom line is we must know enough about the equation.
Yeah, speaking of crops, if you've been hearing a lot of food calls out, and they're backing out and they're cutting people's food out and everything, therefore they're taking your food and putting it underground on purpose, and they're starting to make like food underground, like in I don't know how to explain it, domes to make food. That's what they've been doing underground for the longest. So your milk is not even the same no more. Your water's not the same no more. It hasn't been the same for, I don't know, since 2006. Everything has really changed since 2006. I don't know if y'all knew that or not, but a bunch of stuff has changed. And I want to let you know this, folks. You're running out of food. You're running out of food. You better start shopping and grabbing what you can, because we had over 1,000 cows die over the weekend in California, in the West.
To realize that when we're told such and such will happen at a certain point, decades down the road, that's a lie of pacification.
Millions of fish gone in Florida due to the chemicals that China put in from their submarines. By the way, if you wanted to know where the red chemical was coming from, and I told you 25 billion chemicals a couple of weeks ago was ordered by FEMA That's the chemicals that I was trying to tell y'all about, and now it's showing up in Florida.
Not that that shouldn't alarm us. It should alarm us. But those in power know how apathetic the population as a whole has been, and that if they think something's a decade or two away, they won't do anything. Nothing. The frog's in boiling water. But in fact, the reality is here. It's not off on the horizon. The report ends with this. This trend is worrying but not particularly surprising given the fact that Australia is setting hot weather records at 12 times the pace of cold ones. 12 times more record heat than record cold. And the only record colds are coming from the types of engineering processes I mentioned earlier. Engineered cool downs with patented processes of chemical ice nucleation. Another headline from the UK Guardian. This headline report of total deception and public pacification. Unsurvivable heat waves could strike the heart of China by the end of century. Total headline of pacification. There's no could, there's no may.
I'm going shopping next week. I'm going to get some more guns and ammunition. They're gonna have to take me dead. I will fight to the death. That's all I got to say. I am so pissed off at the government. I'm ready to fight.
There's no might. It's happening now. Heat waves, China, Japan, North Korea, killing hundreds now. Not at the end of the century.
And if you did not know this yet, you don't have no humans running the country anymore. You've got nothing but robots and clones. So I'm not going to have a problem killing them because they're not humans no more. To me, if they eat kids and they eat women and people, they're not humans no more. That's all I got to say. They're dead to me.
On the current trajectory, again, we are in uncharted territory, so no modeling can accurately predict exactly where we will end up by the end of the century. But based on the current trajectory, if it does not become...
Yeah, and some nimwad said, welcome to, oh, you know what? I noticed this. The UFO channels are getting kicked off too for saying UFO. Maybe I was right on that. But if you say UFO, then you're an idiot, because what we're seeing up in the sky lately, and I got some video of it. Yes, I'm serious. China is your drones. That's your UFOs right there. Thought you might want to know that. Thanks for the 7 likes, but I'm telling you the truth. And Jim Cantori can keep on look like he's in a tanning bed and everything, because I'm making Weather Channel my bitch.
Even worse. By the end of the century, humanity, and likely all life on Earth, if we remain on the current course, will have been gone for as much as 75 years if we do not change course. So when you see a headline like this that states again, dire things could happen by the end of the century, it's happening right now. Right now. I challenge anybody to...
Don't ever say you'll be right back. You might get killed by a scream or that ghost face guy. That's a Sloss Fright Furnace acting situation there.
Investigate everything I'm stating. Let me get to more headlines that will back up what I'm saying right now. This headline report states this also. New scientific research shows that humid heat waves that kill even healthy people within hours will strike areas repeatedly towards the end of the century thanks to climate change, unless they are heavy cuts in carbon emissions.
Let's talk about Donald Trump and Iran. What did I tell you was going to happen? That the decoy of North Korea was going to be a decoy. And I said the war was going to start in the Middle East. How about that? How's up, Lindsay? You're the real Lindsay. Will you stand up? Please stand up. Please stand up. Will the real Slim Lindsay please stand up? All right. What I'm trying to get at is, thanks for coming back, Lindsay. I guess you are the real one because the other one kicked me off for telling the truth. She don't like it, and I think she turned gay. Whatever floats her boat. But I mean, you work so hard for someone for 8 years and they turn on you. But it's okay because things are changing for me. Lindsay, if you did not know, Rachel just gave us $1,000 for our military and ammunition and guns and food on the table for our Marines, militia, our real Wolverines. But and I'm gonna be honest with you, Michael helped us too. Kevin helped us. Thank you, Kevin. You know who you are, CEO of Alagasco. Thank you. I like to thank the other Kevin. I've got a bunch of Kevins that's been just helping me out. People from Facebook, they want to be anonymous. I understand. But it's very emotional. So many people is finally waking up to what Obama and Trump has done to this country, along with Bush and the Clintons and the Nixons and the Reagans. If you haven't looked up Julia Roberts dancing with none other than the New World Order, you might want to go look it up. Bohemian, California will be after that video, and that will have Ronald Reagan in it. But we got a lot of talk about, Lindsay. If you have not heard, dutchsinse has been kicked off YouTube, along with Alex Jones, and there'll be more big channels going down the drain because they're the deep state, like I predicted. The deep state is getting kicked off. Yeah, Kevin and Rachel are unbelievable. Unbelievable. Kevin's been sending me $60 a day, a week, to help. Some of them are giving me $30. I mean, it's unbelievable. When they found out, I worked so hard they told me to get to 1,000 subscribers and 50,000 views. And after I got to that, at the end of July, I never heard an email. So I got lied to. Well, if it wasn't for them supporters, I wouldn't be here doing this and giving y'all the information of what's going on, because I almost gave up, folks. Seriously. But after I started seeing 3,000 subscribers on my other channel, I'm shocked because I'm not even live. I'm only got 250 subscribers on this one. It's blowing me away. But the real news is right here now. That's what's blowing me away. And until I get cleared from YouTube to go live on the other channel, I'm going to be right here until. They said I had WWE music on. Do you hear any music on my channel, guys? I mean, I have not done no music. None whatsoever. I think that's what's blowing people away right now. But, yeah, I appealed, but they still said that it was WWE, and WWE never even emailed me back like I didn't do anything wrong. But YouTube, you don't understand. YouTube is trying to stop me because everybody else is getting stopped because Wormwood is getting closer. As Wormwood keeps on getting closer, folks, we're going to have more strikes. How many times I've been reported? Thank you. It's believe it or not, that's a Buick of Ricky Rudd when he drove the Buick. If you remember Buick in NASCAR. Thank you. If you haven't heard, Hulk Hogan just returned tonight on SmackDown after Obama tried to ruin his life with racist crap. Since Obama's gone, he's back. Look, Holly, you messaged me on Andrew, which that's suspended right now. I can't message you back. If you would message me on Dale Jr. Jackson, that would be the one. So, I wished I could talk to you on that one. But let's keep on. Love Hulk when he wrestled. Yes, well, he's bringing back the NWO. What did I tell you? WWE is bringing the real storylines of what's happening with the NWO right now.
Half-truth. A half-truth. No mention of climate engineering. That is an even more dire factor than the greenhouse gas emissions, than carbon. Climate engineering. No mention of that. And as far as what they state here again, of what's called a wet bulb effect, temperatures and humidity that are past thresholds that would allow humans to survive. It's happening now. We've had heat indexes in the...
Whoever's still on here, folks, please share these videos. I am begging you. We got to save these kids' lives. And the ladies are being disrespected, and I'm sick of it.
Middle East and in India in previous years, as high as 165 degrees. Heat index feels like temperature. Don't believe me? Please research it. Happening now from democracynow.org, a power structure funded by the Ford Foundation, by the way, a source of half-truths. For those on the far left that worship this source of news, Amy Goodman, who is funded by the Ford Foundation, who has said openly to those I know who work with her, at least I get most of the news out. No, Amy, there's not most of the truth. There's either the whole truth or something other than the truth. From Democracy Now!, this report, Noam Chomsky, who doesn't know, those who don't...
Thank you. Thank you. When they see the stuff that I'm doing and the content that I'm doing, people needs to know the truth. Now, it looks like I'm the only one that's doing it. What is this? I don't know. My index. Sid, it said 160 degrees heat index in India. Well, I said we were going to be at 123 by the end of August here in the United States, and it looks like we finally hit that mark. It's 129 degrees in the West. And I said that New Year's Eve. I told you we was going to have a heat wave. Let's see here, Andrew, since you can see future, what's going to happen in my love? I don't know that, Leah. I don't even know what you look like. I don't know what you, you're not even on my YouTube or, on my Facebook. I don't know who you are, so I can't feel your vibes, you know what I mean? Yeah, I don't know, Leah. I really don't. But if you don't get the fuck out of Michigan, you know what's under you right now? A bunch of hydrogen bombs. Just like in the movie Batman. There's your earthquake.
I don't know who Mr. Chomsky is. He's worshipped by many on the left as well. And he works for MIT, by the way. Survival of organized human life.
Look, just enjoy life, Leah. Because my life is gone. I'm just here. Because I know my girl is waiting on me in heaven. I really thought I had another girl that loved me, but she don't.
Is at risk due to climate change and nuclear weapons. Mr. Chomsky Where is any mention of climate engineering? Any mention at all? They are not allowed to mention climate engineering. They know how long their leash is, and I would argue their omission of climate engineering is a criminal act. The public depends on such organizations and individuals who represent the public to tell the truth, the whole truth, not a half-truth, with glaring omissions. And the environmental groups, so-called environmental groups, are doing exactly the same. Environmental organizations, global warming organizations, are more worried about protecting their 501c3 nonprofits than they are telling the full truth, addressing the climate engineering, weather warfare assault. Total hypocrisy from environmental groups, from Mr. Gore and all those like him, telling half-truths, omitting the most dire truth of all. That's not acceptable. It's up to all of us to peacefully, professionally, and persistently to pressure these groups to tell the whole truth, to expose them for their hypocrisy. From the UK Guardian and other sources, heat wave pushes up UK fruit and vegetable prices as yields fall. Yields are crashing in many arenas, and many items can no longer be found on store shelves. That trend will continue rapidly, as I've stated in previous broadcasts. The U.S. currently importing...
What did I tell you? What did I tell you? They're going to recall foods left and right because all the food is going underground for the elites. The rich people are going to have your food. I told you in 2015 to get you some food, get you some water, get you some guns. I wasn't lying, folks. It's coming to an end. Or go back to your Wild Wild West deal, because you're going to need John Wayne.
Well over $40 billion worth of agricultural and fish products to keep store shelves stocked to pacify the American population while much of the world is beginning to starve. From that report, farmers are struggling to raise crops which stop growing at temperatures above 25 degrees C. Different types of agricultural products are susceptible at various temperatures. All photosynthesis stops at 104 degrees. This report continues. Weeks of warm, dry weather have taken their toll on fruit and vegetable growers. Parts of England have had no rain for more than 50 days. Climate engineers, again, can shut the precipitation off wherever they want, whenever they want, for as long as they want. Remember that. And the data's there to back that up.
See, when I woke up this morning and somebody sent me a message about Paul Begley saying they're recalling food, why don't they just tell the truth? They're not recalling food. They're not going to bring it back. Okay? When Paul Begley said that, I was like, yep, he's deep state. That was one of the biggest signs. He is not a preacher, folks. He's not a preacher. He's a fake preacher. And he's been talking about stupid stuff for years. He wants you to die.
If you want to look at more data on that, search geoengineeringwatch.org. Geoengineering creates drought. Very simple to search on our site. Remember the basic term and the subject you want to search. The Agricultural and Horticultural Development Board has said it is the driest run-up to harvest in 80 years. Another falsification. Temperatures are being falsified to the downside, and whenever there's a catastrophe, they manipulate the data to make it appear that the catastrophe has happened before, when it has not on a scale. That's what pacifies populations who think, well, it happened before, it's just a cycle. This is not a cycle. People die. That's natural. If you throw them in front of a bus, in front of a train, off a building, or you shoot them in the head, they die much faster. That's what we're doing to the planet. Crops without irrigation are especially struggling. This is regarding the UK report. Another new headline. This is from Cardiff.ac UK and other sources. Ocean acidification to hit levels not seen in 14 million years. And by the way, we are perilously close to an ice-free Arctic. Our reality will change at that point. If it does not happen by the end of September this year, it will happen by next year. Our reality is so perilously close to turning upside down. Why is the Arctic ice so important? Because that has been the temperature regulator of the planet. When the ice is gone, oceans superheat exponentially faster still, releasing methane into the atmosphere. We are on track for Venus syndrome. From that report, the rapid influx of CO2 into the oceans is severely threatening marine life, with the shells of some animals already dissolving in the acidic seawater. For those who claim falsely CO2...
Did y'all notice the race Sunday? Did anybody notice the race Sunday with Chase Elliott on the final laps? What did I tell you was going to happen? They were going to cut Martin Truex off and give Chase Elliott a win. They cut his box off, folks. Because they cut Martin Truex Jr.'s box off and said he ran out of gas. Which Martin Truex Jr. still had like enough gas to make it through the race. They cut him off because Chase Elliott made a mistake. After he made a mistake, they cut Truex's box off so he could win the race. NASCAR is fake, folks.
Is wonderful. The more the better. That is not true. It's not rational. It's not reasonable. CO2 necessary? Absolutely. Is too much bad? Yes. Very bad. It affects the protein content of pollen. That's affecting bees. Plants can't adapt to the rapidly increasing CO2, and it's killing the oceans. And that one factor alone, if the oceans die, very simple. And that is happening. There's no...
Well, I want you to be like that gangster mama when them people come in your house. I want you to protect your kids. You better have a shotgun and some guns. Blow their heads off. Because they're not going to play nice. If they tackle a lady in Hurricane Katrina over a little pistol, they're going to do it to you.
Dispute about that scientifically. So please understand the whole picture before coming to conclusions. That's all I'm asking. From multiple sources, this dire headline report: industrial fisheries. The expansion impacts 90% of the global oceans, causing massive catch decline. This is now, not somewhere off on the horizon, it's now. Heavily subsidized industrial fishing fleets have doubled the distance they travel to fishing grounds in the last half century plus, but catch only a third of what they did 65 years ago. Expending twice as much energy to catch a third as much. That means the ratio of energy to yield has declined by well over 80%. And the remaining fish are dying all over the globe, not just from being caught. They're dying because the oceans are superheating and deoxygenating. Hypoxic and anoxic zones. The reefs are dying all over the globe. Kelp forests are dying all over the globe. I've seen all of this firsthand. 5 expeditions to Australia, New Zealand, the South Seas. I have seen it firsthand. It's far worse than what we're being told. Far worse. When people talk about the reefs, they seldom talk about the kelp ecosystems, which are far bigger and far more important to the fishing industries than the reefs. No discussion.
That's right, D. That's right. I see you're awake. These ladies on Facebook, if you've just seen what I'm having to watch on Facebook, they're not worried about that. They're worried about how pretty they are and which crack rock they got next. The end is near for you. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. And the foreigners that's going to come in here, it's got AIDS. Thought you might want to know that. And they're not going to use condoms.
That whatsoever. Oceans dying by the day. And by the way, for those who are thinking about vacationing in Florida, better review the news from there first. Their beaches in many locations covered with dead sea life. Covered. From turtles to manatees to fish. That's what's happening around the globe. From the UK Guardian and other sources, world's largest king.
Oh yeah, and they don't speak English. So you're fucked in the ass if you don't listen.
Penguin colony has crashed, declining by 90%. From that report, the number of king penguins on the remote island, has fallen from 2 million to 200,000, warn scientists. The planet's largest colony of king penguins has crashed by nearly 90%. Researchers have warned. This is so incredibly important for those who mock, and there are many who do. They mock the environmental reports from the front lines about wildlife, penguins to polar bears, as if this is some big joke. And those who do the mocking are generally those that are completely
because that's what their plan is, to depopulate the country, Justice. I mean, for crying out loud, I've been trying to tell y'all that for 4 years now since I came online. Actually, I came online and right when the Allure land tax happened is when I came on YouTube. I was on January the 10th, 2015 on Facebook. I've been on here for that long.
invested in the current paradigm, the current completely unsustainable, unimaginably destructive paradigm. That is the fact of the matter. Technology is not saving us. It's pounding the final nails into our collective coffins.
I found something about McDonald's, guys. It's a lie for you to stop eating beef and hamburgers. They're saying that they're finding feces in people's bodies and stuff like that. That's a complete lie. I'm going to stop for tonight. Daggum, I didn't realize I was on there for 2 hours. I've already did another video. I thought I would bring y'all another video because we're running out of time. As we're getting on to Obama's birthday tomorrow, 8/8/18. I'm going to keep on saying that. Because as a hurricane is heading toward Hawaii, it's going to approach tomorrow morning in Hawaii. So everybody get ready. Shit's about to hit the fan. And when the big earthquake happens, folks, gas is going to go up to $20. I think we'll be up to $20 a gallon by Christmas. And if you remember, he wants your guns by Christmas. Obama does. I love you all. Y'all be safe. And thank you for watching, everyone. I love you. Thank you, Peace. Thank you, D. Thank you, Leah. Who else is on here? Mama. Thank you. Let's see here. Who else? I'm going down the line before I go. I will read all of y'all's comments, I promise. Thank you, Lindsay. Good grief, I did not know so many comments. I thought there was nobody on tonight. Good grief. Who else? Anybody else? I'm calling y'all out. If y'all got a YouTube channel, comment back down after this is over so you can get more subscribers just like Rachel did. She got over 90 subscribers last night for commenting down below. Holly, thank you, Holly Baker. And Buffy Hoos, I don't know who that is, but thank you for commenting. Yeah, y'all be safe. I love all of y'all. And I think that's it. Am I right or am I wrong? Is there new ones out here? I'm trying to figure it out before I go. Mountain Mama, thank you. I think I already said that, but I don't want to cut anybody off. I'm not trying to be rude or nothing, but my eyes are really bad today. Y'all are awesome. I love every one of y'all. Y'all be safe. See y'all tomorrow. Remember, we got the Craftsman Truck Series tomorrow and some more WWE 2K18 tournaments. Y'all be safe. Thanks for sharing, subscribing, and liking.